Hi guys, in this video I'm going to focus in on positive thinking and reframing. We all know how difficult it is, me included, to sometimes just get into that really negative spiral of thinking, where you find that each day you tend to, if negative thoughts arise, it's like the more focus you spend with them, the more they arise, and you just get into this loop, this negative spiral of thinking. And we all do it, it's really difficult. Apparently we have 90% of the same kind of thoughts going around in our head each day, because a lot of what we do is repetitive, it's habitual, and it's really hard to control your mind and to kind of think that it's often the ego that's taking us to this place of lots of negative thinking, and it's hard to give yourself support and encouragement and compassion because we just don't tend to do that to ourselves. So I'm going to talk about 3 ways that you can really start to get out of the habits of negative thinking if that's a problem for you. One of them is really thinking about the key comparisons you can make from your life out to other areas of the world, other people, etc., in relation to the things that you have negative thinking about. And this one, I'm saying it first because I think it's kind of the least important, if you like, but it can be really useful. So what I mean by that is, if you look at yourself in your life and whatever the particular things are that you tend to get into a negative spiral about, step back for a second and look around at others who you know, family members, the world, colleagues, peers, and then out into the rest of the world and the massive population, and just try to get some of that perspective on, actually broadly, where am I in relation to most people with this? So what are the positives that I actually have, that when we think about the population at large, how many people have this challenge or far worse challenges to a lot bigger extent? How many people would actually be massively grateful to be in the position that I'm in? And I don't mean this in a kind of comparisons in a kind of egotistical way. And clearly this, there are many caveats around the fact that our problems are still our problems and they feel massive to us, regardless of if we've got a roof over our heads and we're not starving and we're not freezing, then we should be grateful. That doesn't really work. We still feel our problems are our problems, even though others have far greater problems in that respect. But it can help just to look around and just think, where can I make a useful comparison here to where actually someone else might come and go, but wow, that might be really challenging for you, but actually I think you're really lucky to be in that job, in that place, to be living in this environment, to be doing these things, because I really want that. I mean, God, if I give an example for me, this is going to sound terrible, but with 3 kids, I definitely have moments where I think, oh my God, the life of the people without kids, who've got all this freedom. But then most people I meet who, when I've had that comparison, I've realised a lot of people either, really wish they did have kids, maybe tried to have them and couldn't, and I have no idea whether that's the case, and miss a lot of the things that are obviously the beautiful joys that children give me as well. So that's one way, which is about comparisons. The second way, which is it's far more important and effective, is to get the perspective on time for yourself and your personal journey. So whatever the things are that come that are really negative, take them for a second and almost draw your timeline as to where did that first start for you, or what's it in relation to from 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago even, and just think about the timeline of your life and how far you've probably actually come in relation to that, and where you were years ago when you were saying, God, when I get there, I'm going to be happy, or I can't wait till I've done this and then I'll be happy. Because we always forget. We set ourselves these goals, we're always traveling on this continuous, dimension of time, where we're always trying to get somewhere, and then we'll be happy and then everything will be okay. And we forget to look back and go, whoa, look how far I've come. I remember when I used to say this, and now I'm here, and I'm here and I'm moaning about it, even though the 21-year-old me would think this was amazing. So really get that perspective of time, and really think back to what the you 10 years ago would have said to the you now, and what you've learned in that respect too, right? Because time is our biggest teacher, and whatever negative thoughts we've got, we can usually sit back and think, actually, the me years ago would have dealt with this differently, but these are all the things I've learned about that, and here's why some of this challenge that I'm facing is going to get me to the next level of evolving as an adult, evolving in myself, being comfortable in my own skin, that type of thing. And then the third one is really about taking your mind to a place of reframing and gratitude. So this is where you have to get really specific around what these negative thoughts are. So it could be helpful sometimes to write them down, in the day as they come. Just quickly note on your phone what it was that was bothering you, and almost look down at the list, at the end of the week or the day. What are the broad range of negative thoughts? And there's probably actually quite a few. They just come up all the time in different areas. And then you've got to start to look at them and think, okay, what are the triggers? What triggered that thought? And what can I change about my environment as best as I can at times to limit those triggers? Secondly, how can I start to just control my mind more when they come? So I'm literally saying to myself, as if I'm sort of, telling a child or a dog or something, stop that now, stop. I'm not going to have this thought now, and replace it immediately with something else. It sounds bonkers, but the more you do it, the more it works, and you just quiet your mind. Thank you, I don't need that right now. I'm going over here to think about this. And then lastly, just taking yourself to that reframe place. So that's, how can I turn this negative thought into something positive? What's positive about this? So for example, I failed the test, I'm rubbish, I feel really bad, that's rubbish. The positive thought is, well, I wasn't actually completely ready this time, but I still got this, I still passed this much, and with a bit more work, I'll be able to get through to the next stage, or I'll be able to pass it next time. Or, I'm finding my job really stressful or demotivating or difficult or whatever it is. But actually, if I reframe that, look what I've achieved in my job already though. Look how good it was that I got this job in the first place when there are so many people who are looking for work. Look at what I can therefore put on my CV around what I've achieved and what I've learned, and all the things I can take forwards around this time of stress and pressure that I can take to other things that I can do. It's all about thinking, how would I reframe this positively? What can I take that's positive? What are the positives? And there really usually are some things you can take from everything, because what I think we all know is all the difficult times we have, if anything, they teach us. We evolve from them, we learn from them. That really is their purpose. And the universe is sort of gently guiding and nudging us, sometimes painfully, to kind of see different things and to go different places and see things in a different way. So I hope that's been useful. Please subscribe and like to my channel. Thanks for watching.